So this is the card from Master William to Bill. And can I just ask if everyone is able to see it from the screen that I am sharing with everybody?
I can.
Okay, terrific. So this is one side of it, and you can tell probably that this is resting on what appears to be Bill's laptop.
Yes, it is.
And as you can see, Bill, on this side of it, that's what I was referring to with the reflection.
Yes.
It's possible to make out some of the text by really zooming in. And so, and let me explain to everybody that as I alluded to just a moment ago, on top of it, we have the golden rooster, which is a very nice blessing for the new year, year of the rooster. So this is consisting of 4 lines. As I mentioned, it's top to bottom from right to left. So several things that I can share with everyone. So Jinji, the golden rooster, that's the very a very positive symbol of good luck for the new year. The other significance is that with the rooster symbolizing the beginning of the morning, the golden rooster symbolizes the beginning of a new chapter in your life. So the poem here begins by talking about the golden rooster sings thrice, calls 3 times or crows 3 times in the morning to signify the beginning of the morning, or in this case, the beginning of the new chapter in your life. And then it talks about ferrying all the souls of the world. To ferry is a term from Eastern spirituality. It means to guide people, to help people toward a spiritual life. So the first line is about how this great new beginning can be also the beginning of your spiritual life and your spiritual work, devoting yourself, rededicating yourself to helping others, in addition to, of course, helping yourself. Why golden? Well, it's because for the Chinese culture, there's never any hang-ups about the pursuit of material things as long as it is done in accordance with the Tao. What does it mean to pursue material things in accordance with the Tao? It means that you are out there to help other people and yourself. So like a river that flows across the land that nurtures everything that it touches, all the animals, all the plants, the prosperity of the Tao is such that everyone benefits from the work that you have done. So if you are in sales, it's not a situation where you are trying to trick the other party to part with his hard-earned cash. Instead, you are providing assistance, a much needed service, so the other person can end up with a value that will be beneficial to him or her or them, while you yourself also benefit from the exchange. You get business referrals, you are well compensated for your efforts. For everyone involved, it's a win-win situation. Thus, when it comes to Chinese New Year, you're going to see a lot of gold, a lot of red. Red is the auspicious color within Chinese culture. And remember, in the Tao, there's no special honor to be mired in poverty, and there's no particular shame in doing very well in terms of prosperity. It all depends on what you do and how you get there. So if you have attained, gains for yourself at the expense of others, stepping over other people, that would not be in accordance of the Tao. If on the other, and it's the same when you are mired in poverty and you are miserable and you are upset and stressed out all the time because you don't have enough to provide for yourself and your family, that is also not in accordance with the Tao. So with the Tao, it can be a very positive and a very good life all around, very comfortable life. And with that comfortable life, in practicing the Tao, oftentimes we say 圣凡兼修, and that just means that you have to cultivate both the mundane or the secular world and the sacred or the spiritual world. Okay, so I mean, even just one line, there's a whole world of meaning that's embodied, that's imbued, embedded into the card. And then it goes on to say that your improper thoughts suddenly are discarded, suddenly disappear, suddenly vanish, and you are able to transcend or depart. Transcends probably the better translation, transcend the material world. So the last character that you will see here at the bottom of the second line means dust. Dust is a well-known metaphor, often used metaphor in Eastern thought, depicting the material world. Why? Because as we look around the material world, everywhere there's just endless dust, and you constantly have to clean, to wipe the dust away from surfaces, to get rid of all that dust, and therefore dust becomes a metaphor for the material world. Then, and here we have 4 characters, and this is oftentimes the case in idiomatic expressions in Chinese, where you have AB repetition, where the first part of the 2 characters means the same thing or related meaning, and the second part has a related meaning. In this case, it means true, sincere work of cultivation. Then it talks about how your mind and your nature are guided toward the Tao, the path of the Tao. And then we get to the last line, which talks about the 3 selves. I'll have to do further research to figure out exactly what the 3 selves are that are being referred to. In general, I usually think of a person having 3 different selves. So you are no exception. Everyone is no exception. I think of one person as having a physical body, the physical self, the mental self, which is your mind, your thinking, and your spiritual self. That's all about your beliefs, your purpose, your aspirations, your dreams, your vision. So it's distinctively different from your mind. What you think about events, your work, day-to-day happenings. So the mental self, the spiritual self, the physical self usually is what I think of. In this case, I'll have to take a look at what they see as the 3 selves. And then 四智, the 4 kinds of intelligences, or perhaps the 4 wisdoms. So this is dividing the mind or your thoughts into 4 different categories. And again, I'll have to figure out specifically what those are. And then 曹母恩. So the last 3 characters here is to face, and then we have a character for mu. That's 老母. This is the personification of the nurturing aspects of the Tao. So think of it as a life force in the universe, that which we see all over the world, wherever conditions permit, life will begin, life will thrive. So this 老母, the nurturing essence, female, feminine in essence, because women are the source of life. 老母 is the first personification for that aspect of the Tao. En, the last character there, that means grace or mercy. So facing the grace of 老母will be the translation for the last 3 characters. So that's one side of this golden card that Bill has received. And it's very appropriate for the new year. And this is the other side. As I mentioned, on top, we have the image of the Maitreya Buddha. Then we have some text over here that's really washed out. Even when I zoom in, I can't really make out what that is. I can see the other 3 lines. So whereas in the previous card, you've got 4 lines of 7 characters each. When you have 7 characters in Chinese poetry, it's always 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, where the first 4 characters are 1 unit and the last 3 characters are the secondary units of that one line. And it's it's remarkable when you read some of the Chinese poetry from the Tang Dynasty, from other historical Chinese periods, the artistry and the creativity that goes into it. However, someone who just has mastered conversational Chinese will not be able to really understand the depth and the details and the level of expression of that higher form of poetry. Here, we have 4 lines of 4 characters each. So, and I'll just tell you what they are because they're all very appropriate for the new year, very inspirational for the new year. I really can't see what the first line is, but the second line, 心想事成, that's a very common expression. It means that what the mind thinks about, 事, affairs, things that you have to do, your tasks, 成, complete. So what that says is that this is a blessing, that whatever you think about, whatever you envision in your mind becomes reality, that it's accomplished, it's completed, it's done. So what a wonderful blessing that is, to bless someone, for a new year, the year ahead, where whatever you envision will become real. 天命为尊, so 天命, the first 2 characters means the heavenly mission. So a Tao cultivator is not interested in just his or her own well-being and level of cultivation. The Tao cultivator is very interested in helping everyone, all the loved ones, family, friends, everyone that he comes into contact with. He or she hopes to have a positive impact on everybody. So that is the heavenly mission, is to be a positive influence in the world. 天命为尊 is to revere, to respect this heavenly mission that is part of your cultivational work. So again, very inspirational. And then the last line, 众生为众. First 2 characters means people, everybody, all the sentient beings of the world. You come across sentient beings as a very common expression in the Western study of Buddhism. So all the sentient beings, all the people, way to treat them as 重, important. So you want to revere the heavenly mission, and you want to value as the greatest importance the people in your life. So that's the other side of this card, and that's the 2 sides together. So I think the concept is that you can slip this card into your wallet, carry it with you everywhere, and feel pretty good that you have this wonderful piece of inspiration that you are carrying that is with you at all times.
Participate in the Tao meeting by joining us online. For information, go to Taoism.net/Tao